Greetings everyone. So during the first snowstorm and I was out plowing with the Moose plow and CanAm Defender, I realized the plow itself was not centered on the vehicle anymore. And what had happened is the push tubes that hold the plow were bent. They were bent when I got it, and it wasn't that bad. I got the plow from a buddy, and he put a lot of time on this plow, and his snow conditions were much worse than mine. And so the push tubes for that plow were a little bent when I got it. And then I think last season, especially if you go back the video where I was shoveling snow off the roof and Carrie was using the plow to push it across the driveway, I think we were pushing so much snow that the push tubes even got beat up some more. And it's really off center, and I'll show you what that looks like. So here is a front shot of the UTV, and you can see that the push tubes down there are way off center. It looks like they are almost 6 inches off. So when this plow blade is in straight mode, it's angled off to the side, and it's actually pushing snow off the side like it would be if you had it set on an angle. So I ordered a new set of push tubes, and when I was on there ordering, I realized they have a set that's a little more heavy duty. So I went ahead and bought the heavy duty ones. But first thing we got to do is we got to get the plow off the UTV, and we'll get started on replacing the push tube. So the first thing we have to do is get the winch cable off the pulley. And in order to do that, there's a little hitch pin here, or linch pin. No, I forgot what those are called. But anyway, pop that out, and we can get the pivot for the pulley. Ugh. All right. And now the winch cable's out. You can see how bent up these push tubes are that are currently on the plow. So the next thing we have to do to get the tubes off is we have to pull these 2 pins right here underneath. Oops, all right, there's one. I'll have to go over to the other side. All right, we should be able to back right out over the push tube. So I'm thinking it might be easier to work on it by just standing the push tubes up and putting the plow on its face. So in order to get the push tubes off from the pivot bracket, it looks like I've got 4 bolts there, which also incorporate the pulley system, and then the 1 pivot bolt right here looks like it needs to come off as well. Wow, that was not very tight. Neither was that one. Let's see if we can go 3 for 3 or 4 for 4. That one was pretty tight, and that one was fairly tight. All right, I need to find an Allen wrench for this pivot bolt. So let me go find that and stash these nuts somewhere where I won't lose them. There's the Allen head that I was talking about for the pivot. So I think if I activate the pivot handle, this post will go down out of the way, and I should be able to wiggle the push tubes off. I see what happens. There's actually a lip that holds it on. So this bolt that had the Allen head has to come out all the way so the push tubes can lift straight up. They won't rock out. All right, I popped that out and they should come out now. Here we go. Let's go get the new ones. The part number for these heavy-duty push tubes for Moose Utilities should be this number here, 4501-0834. I don't remember seeing this number here when ordering it, so but I do remember this one. And the other push tubes, or the standard push tubes, have different digits here. I can't remember if it's 830 or something like that, but that's the one you want, 4501-0834. Let's get them unboxed. I'll bring you over and you can see a better comparison between the two. So the standard push tubes are 1.5 inch square tubing, and it looks like 3/16 thick wall, and the heavy duty push tubes are 2-inch square tubing, and they are 1/8 wall tubing. The other thing it looks like Moose Utilities did was they made the push tubes wider so they could put the ears where it connects to the mounting plate underneath on the inside of the tubing rather than the outside. So it definitely gives it a wider stance. 11 and a little over 11 and a half. So we'll call that 11 and 9/16 wide, where the standard tubes are only 7 inches wide. The length and everything else appears to be the same, but it also looks like they've added a support here, which is good because that'll probably keep things from twisting back here by the little pivoting ears. All right, let's get the new push tubes mounted on the plow blade. So I'm going to get the hardware staged, and then we'll get busy putting it back together. All right, let's see if we can get the pivot handle back in. Let's get the nuts on and tighten it up. Okay, let's get the plow blade and push tube rolled back over and get it hooked up to the CanAm. Let's see how I did on my alignment. Oh, that's pretty close. Looks like I need to, I'm just going to push the blade back about a ½ inch, and I think I'm good. I think I'll do it with my foot. There we go. All right, let's get the pin. All right, I got my hammer pliers. The problem is that there's other things that are in the way over here. Oh, I think it's starting to come through. All right. Can't tell if I'm over the loop. I am. All right. Let's go get the winch hook backed up. It's hard to believe that I'm working on my snowplow in the middle of January. Or I guess technically it's the end of January. And it's 62 degrees out. I'm wearing a flannel shirt and I am sweating. So one of the things I learned through trial and error, and I don't know if this kit, when it's brand new, comes with washers for each side of this pulley, but what I found was if you don't have the washers in there, this is just loose enough to where your cable, if this pulley moves just a little bit, it gets trapped in here. So like I said, through trial and error, I end up putting washers on each side, but it's hard to hold the washers in place and get that down where they need to be. So here's a little pro tip for you if you ever have to do this. I mean, I guess it could work anywhere you might need to hold a washer in place or something. I'm just using some Scotch tape to hold these guys in place. You could probably use masking tape, whatever, it doesn't matter. And now you could pull the pin and the pivot shaft out and your washers stay in place, and you can drop this dude in and it's nice and perfect. First time I tried to do this without taping the washers, I can't tell you how many tries it took me. I kept dropping the washers in the gravel and everything, you name it. So, little pro tip there for you. All right, pins back in. Oh, except look what I just did. Forgot to put the cable in. Let me redo that. Actually, these push tubes must be a little bit longer. I need to let some more cable out. All right, now we're back in business. All right, so I think I'm all set for the next snowstorm. We have about a week of snow coming up here in a couple of days, so I really wanted to get this done. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video on how to upgrade the push tubes on your Moose utility plow. I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.